All right, what is going on, guys? Vega here from SerpentX Special Forces. Sorry, I was multitasking. Grandma just came and picked up the boys. They got to go help out with the shed. And my name's Vega. This is SerpentX Special Forces. And this is a weekly video that we do every Saturday called Caffeine and Crypto, where I drink a caffeinated drink. Sometimes, well, most of the time it's NOS. But sometimes it's also a cup of coffee. And I welcome you to join me in a caffeinated beverage or any beverage of your choosing that helps wake you up in the morning. How was everybody doing this morning? I see a lot of people in the live chat already. Thank you for stopping by. Going through the list, Crypto Mikkel, as always, being one of the first. Nefarious, Max Voltage, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you dropping some links in there, in the Discord, the SerpentX Discord. The Life of a Miner, what's up, man? PCB guy, Rabid Mining, Vitalik. All right, got some good peoples in here. So I am totally unprepared for this because I was working on multiple projects at once. But we'll just go with it, go with the flow, do it live. Bitcoin's still sitting around 19K. And some of the altcoins are taking a hit. Some of the altcoins are doing just fine. I heard DCA talking about XRP last night. That is one of the articles that I have pulled up here. I'm going to go ahead and pull some more as well here in a moment. So who's waiting in line? I like that. I like that, Vitalik. Who's waiting in line for the 3060 Ti? If you guys haven't checked it out, I did my live stream yesterday. I didn't wait in line for any of this. What I did is I signed up for the EVGA notifications, and that is a godsend considering what we have been going through as miners, gamers, or just people just trying to get a hold of some GPUs. So I got the 3060 Ti for the Win 3. Did a live stream yesterday about the mining performance. I actually got a lot of data last night off camera. So I should have the summary video to you pretty soon, hopefully, if time constraints and family allows. But yeah, it's still crazy out there. People are in line for the Ryzen for the Ryzen CPUs as well, but the Radeon 6000 series, the 3000 series from Nvidia, it's just nuts. But last couple of, well, I guess you could say weeks, more like a month and some change, has been pretty well for us in the mining community. I'm not sure how you guys' profits are doing, but my profits are looking pretty good, especially mining Ethereum. And last night, let's see here, we go back to, today is the 5th. We go back to last night, we had a little dip all the way down to 18.5, and then we just pumped back up to 19K. And that's kind of been the story so far, is we get these pullbacks. The lowest that we had was right at 18K. At least the most recent one that we had in December was right at 18K. Then we go back up. So I'm not sure what that means, but just like I've been saying in the past, is a lot of people tend to sell their crypto around Christmas to recoup their losses or to make up, they need to sell to have money because they just spent all this money on gifts, cars, whatever it is. Speaking of which, it is very cool here. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. All my windows are open. The 3080, the Gigabyte card that's been giving me trouble, has been mining pretty well with the cold temperatures. So sitting around 90, 92 mega hash, when previously before I was only able to get 70, 74 mega hash with thermal throttling, and then after thermal pads, 86 to 88 mega hash. So that was pretty good. 3 reasons why Bitcoin violently rejected near the 20K barrier. That's the biggest hurdle that we got to get through, is that 20K point. We bounced off of it a couple times. We just got to break through it. Once we break through it, who's to tell that there's a stopping point? We don't know because we haven't been past that point. We did get an all-time high. It says BTC finally managed to secure a new all-time high, but the digital asset keeps getting rejected at the 20K barrier. It was only a little bit higher than the 2017 high, so it's nothing. I wouldn't say like all-time high with all the greatness, but it definitely was up there. Typically, the best period for whales to sell is when there's a peak euphoria in the market. met with large buyer demand, which we have large buyer demand right now due to institutions, PayPal, all that stuff. Trying to gobble as much Bitcoin as possible, at least as much as what's being mined. Let's see here. CEO Ki Youngju explained the whale withdrawals were slowing down on November 30th. I called a short-term bearish based on minor selling, activeness on exchanges, and no whale withdrawals, but I knew enough exchange stablecoin reserves would break 20K by this year. If the all-time high rejection happens, it would be a huge pullback, as whales would sell BTC heavily. Now, I wouldn't call that a huge pullback. We haven't seen the 30% pullback that everybody keeps calling for, at least that the bears keep calling for. And if we were to do a 30% pullback from where we're at right now, that would put us around, the 13.3K. So still 13.5, 13.3K. I don't think that's going to happen, but who's to know? We'll have to find out. Nefarious, you're talking a lot. Are we still mad at the scalpers? I noticed that the gamers are mad at me. But haters gonna hate. Last month closed right at the previous all-time high. Monthly candle closed. The month closed right at the all-time high, which is what we needed as far as optimism, but it's not what we want. What we want is to get past that 20K barrier. Until we get past that, not looking good. Some people expect Bitcoin to hit 200K by December 2021. I don't think so, unfortunately. If you're thinking it's going to get that high, you're a little bit too bullish, in my opinion. But we'll see. It's going to be a long-term play. Bitcoin's here to stay. I believe DC Adventure was talking about there's no way to shut it down, and some people like Crypto Mikhail said there was a way to shut it down. How do you shut down Bitcoin? Let me ask you that in live chat. How would you shut down Bitcoin? If you wanted to control Bitcoin and stop people from utilizing it, how would you shut it down? Let me know in live chat. Bitcoin hitting 300K is just 1 year's time. Is not out of the question, says Willy Woo. My top model suggests 200K per BTC by the end of 2020 looks conservative. 300K is not out of the question, he posted. The current market on average paid 7,456 of their coins. You are all geniuses. They paid on average. So the current market on average paid $7,456 for their coins. And if he's predicting the 200K, then yeah. So Nefarious says you shut down the stable coins. It'll slow it down, not stop it. Exactly. Can't stop it. I don't care what you say. If anybody remembers when the Egyptian government tried to turn off the internet for their civilians, what did we do? We turned it right back on. We showed people how to set up networks and kind of like a local WAN, a giant WAN setup, and they were able to communicate with each other and get their internet back connected to the real world. So if the government does try to shut down the internet, the civilians, the white hats, the gray hats, the black hats, will see that as a move against our rights, and we will just turn it right back on. So the government, unless they can shut down the internet and we can't turn it back on, which I severely doubt, because at least most of the people I know are smarter than the people that are employed by the government, would just kick it right back on, and then the internet will continue to work. As long as there is internet and communication, then there will always be a way to send and receive Bitcoin, a way to manage the ledger, validate transactions, so on and so forth. Unless there's a giant EMP blast that just takes off, all the electricity and all the electronics in the world, then maybe not. Right. Nuke might slow it down. I don't think it would turn it off, because if you nuke, you can't, unless everybody nukes each other, which that's not good. And I would hope we wouldn't come to that. But the only thing I can think of is the EMP blast, like solar flare. a solar flare from the sun happens and it's so disruptive that it disrupts, because the lightning network could be interrupted, and solar flares can be powerful enough to take out the electrical grid, mess up cell phones, pagers, stuff like that. The last one that we had was a while ago, and what it did was everybody's pagers went off at the same time. I'm not sure if we had a strong one since. And if you don't remember pagers, it's this little device that we used to have back in the day, and you would call a number, I would get a page and be like, okay, I need to call you back. It wasn't like a cell phone or anything like that. All right, so this reaccumulation phase, and I'm guessing this is Willy Woo continuing, this reaccumulation phase coincides with spot market inventory depletion, roughly 2x longer and deeper than the last cycle. It will send BTC. What? Plan B's analysis is 100K. Willy Woo's is 200K or 300K. Williams last month would head to 20K and then to 65K. So Williams thinks 65K. And then a giant $590,000 forecast came courtesy of realized profit loss metric. What is the 2021 number you guys would believe it would get to? 60 nefarious. I'm not sure if that's the number you're giving me. 60,065 in 2021. Oh, that's a zip code. Nefarious, what are you talking about? Just ban yourself. Just go ahead and mute yourself. What? All right, I was asking to see what number you guys think that Bitcoin might hit in 2021, and all of a sudden he hits us with the 60065, and then I wonder if anybody with the zip code 60065 ever proclaims they live in boobs. What? You're so random. I missed the conversation. Okay. Beepers and pager codes. All right. Are we talking about like back in the day where you take the calculator and you spell stuff with it? Where's all my XRP guys at? Where's XRP at right now? Let's go look at XRP. There's still some hardcore people out there for XRP. All right. So November 12th was the beginning of some type of bullish momentum for XRP, right? So it started to be around 25 cents, and then we see a high of $77. Now, if we zoom way out, that is not the all-time high. The all-time high was about $1.50. So that is not the all-time high, but look at this bullish momentum that's just been coming on since November 12th. And it got up to around 78, 80 cents. Right now, it's around 58 cents. And I'll be honest with you, I do have XRP, but not enough to freaking go buy some Lambos. And let's see here. This article is from November 29th. So we may just skip this one. But they were getting very, very full of themselves, in my opinion, with this run up. Whether or not this can sustain is a different story. If Bitcoin has a pullback right now, that's game over. That's game over for a lot of altcoins. A lot of altcoins won't be able to sustain itself if Bitcoin has a pullback right now. But yeah, XRP guys are getting a little happy there for the performance of XRP. I do have some updates for you on stock as well for Nvidia GPUs. Dude, live chat just throws me off. Chris Knight, Natural Wellness and Fitness. That's a long name, sir. If you have a website, well, I don't even know why my brain is going to this, but if you have a website, come up with an acronym that you can give people to go to your website for your wellness and fitness. I designed a website for somebody that was in the wellness and fitness industry. I don't do website design anymore. I just manage accounts. All right, so Citigroup's helping world governments build digital currencies, right? So this is part of what I didn't want to happen, but unfortunately, this is the world we're moving to, where big institutions, PayPal, banks, stuff like that, are going to be dipping into what I call the people's money. Cryptocurrency is the people's money. So it's unfortunate, but we'll see. Well, you guys didn't give me any numbers, except for Chris. He says 30K. Chris says 30K, but you guys, all right, so 35K for Nefarious. That's it. I got two numbers. That's it. So 35 to 30K is what people are, you guys in the live chat are saying Bitcoin will get to. We'll have to see. I don't think 50K is out of the question, to be honest, but we need to steadily climb up. We don't want to, straight run up, because those usually blow up in our face. So Citigroup chief executive Michael Corbett said his bank is helping governments around the world in creating sovereign digital currencies, otherwise known as central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Sounds like a medical marijuana drug. No, well, that's CBDs, right? Yeah, CBDs. Speaking to David Rubinson on Friday, Bloomberg at a Bloomberg event, Corbett made clear that CBDCs are an inevitable development in the future of money. Citigroup is the multinational banking giant, is helping bring the future about. We've been working with governments around the world in terms of creation and commercialization of sovereign digital currencies. Danielle said, no, they're just actively participating so far. As a significant practitioner in the payments market with connections to over 200 clearing systems, Citi is providing experience-based insights into design choices involved in the formulation of digital currencies. Cryptocurrencies will have a role to play even if the age of CBDCs have stopped short. Well, he stopped short of commenting on the price specifically, but he said that some of the currencies will be continued continued different sources of payments that people can take advantage of based on the underlying nature of what they are. Wasn't there an article about MoneyGram also doing something? Yeah, Ripple keeps pumping funds into MoneyGram. Yeah. To me, that's a Ripple needs to stop that. I think it did. Look at this. Ripple is cashing out a third of its stake in MoneyGram. Yeah, it needs to let go of MoneyGram. What about Western Union? Like, these are all old-fashioned ways of sending money across the world. Crypto counter argument. Western Union going payments giant. Western Union will integrate with coins.ph. So Ripple's going to all the banks and institutions like, hey, use our currency to, send and receive funds for payments and stuff like that. But besides that little run up that they had, they haven't really done so much. I don't know the extent of Ripple. I don't particularly like it, but I do have some of it. More importantly are the altcoins that I like. Let's see here. If you want my portfolio in a nutshell right now in live chat, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, ADA, Litecoin, Zcash. All I did was on the Black Monday the 2nd, which happened in March, way back when we dropped down all the way to around $3,200. That day, Zcash dropped all the way down to around $22 per coin. I grabbed I think it was like $20 per coin. I grabbed it at that time. So a little bit of Zcash. And then I have a few tiny alts. And when I say tiny, I mean the alts themselves are good. It's just I only have a tiny amount of it. Like VeChain, when you could trade on a certain platform before they said you can't trade on anymore because you're a U.S. resident, which there's a way to bypass that, but I'm not going to say anything. Gave you like VTOR and all kinds of stuff like those other coins. XTZ Tezos is another one staking. Algo is another one that's staking. And I'm staking most of these coins with my ledger, which is probably one of the safest ways to do so. But that's my portfolio in a nutshell, primarily formed of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Western Union, Nefarious says Western Union is doing a lot of discussions with BCH and XRP. We just need a simple way for people around the world to send money to each other. Don't make it complicated. Use blockchain technology and just get the people the money so that they need it. What did Microsoft say? Hackers using Monero mining malware as decoy, warns Microsoft. Cryptojacking, and by the way, none of these articles are going in today's description because this is really like spur of the moment. I've been too busy. I stayed up late last night. I just grabbed some articles so I can talk to you guys. We're just going to ramble and have a good time. So I do apologize for it being a little bit unorganized for any of my new viewers or anything like that. Usually I'm much more organized. I'm going to have a special guest on Saturday, but I apologize in advance. Cryptojacking is giving nation-state hackers a decoy for their their malicious attacks, warned Microsoft in a Monday report. The company's intelligence team said a group called Bismuth hit government targets in France, Vietnam with relatively conspicuous Monero mining Trojans this summer, mining the the crypto-generated side cash for the group. But it also distracted victims from Bismuth True campaign, credential theft. Cryptojacking allowed Bismuth to hide its more nefarious activities behind threats that may be perceived to be less alarming because they're commodity malware, Microsoft concluded. It said that the of the Monero mining fits Bismuth hide in plain sight MO. Who cares? Microsoft, quit crying. You got money, and if you don't got your security and firewalls in place, that's your own fault. Oh, Savage Mind did a good video on Savage Mind, Red Panda Mining all did videos on the Ethereum 2.0 Thanos, or excuse me, the Ethereum Classic Thanos, and the ETH 2.0. They both did videos on it. Ethereum Classic has undergone a hard fork that ushers in the new upgrade aimed to increase miner participation and increase security. Specifically, the Thanos ECIP 1099 protocol upgrade will bring the size of the DAG file well below 4 gigabytes, meaning 3 gig and 4 gig GPUs can now once again mine on the network. It's also doubled the duration of ETC mining period, or epoch, from 30,000 to 60,000 blocks, slowing the size increase of the DAG itself. So they want all GPUs to come help secure the network and participate. The upgrade would allow miners with 3 gig and 4 gig card systems to resume mining, ultimately increasing network security and promoting a more distributed and healthy mining ecosystem. Matter of fact, let's go check that out real quick. They're up to 6.5. That's good. Originally, they were around 2 to 3, maybe 3 to 4 total network hash rate. Now they're around 6.54. That's not good. That 15.1% is unknown, though. That came back. Originally, when Savage Mind did his video, that was not there. Now it's back. Wonder why. Interesting. So they're not allowing or NiceHash didn't support it, so you can't rent NiceHash power. But can you do mining rig rentals? Interesting. Did Nemesis ever find out if his E3 miner could mine the new Ethash algo, considering that it could only do Ethereum? I don't think it can, but I'm very curious about that. Yeah, mining rig rentals and supporting the ETC hash. So if you rented a bunch of these, technically you could still do a 51% attack. But I hope that nobody does. Let's let Ethereum Classic try to rebuild itself. Let's not hurt it, guys. Before the upgrade, the DAG size was already very close to 4 gigabytes, forcing some older GPUs, mining cards off the network. The Thanos upgrade effectively reduced DAG from 3.94 to 2.47 per the post. Over 90% of existing miners have migrated over to the Thanos fork, according to Culver. Further, a new miner has come online. The network hash rate has also seen a notable rise. ETC has seen a number of so-called 51% attacks and has been endeavoring to put in measures to make sure the network is more resilient. As such, initiative called MESS, a modified exponential subjective scoring, is said to make massive blockchain reorganizations much more expensive to carry out, although its effectiveness has been questioned. MESS is the first step which protects the networks, miners, and exchanges. So we'll have to see long term what Thanos has in store for the Ethereum Classic community. Okay, so you can't. Obviously, E3 is for E3 miner. I think is what you call it, right? I'm not too big on ASICs. Well, I don't care for them, but I don't have anything against them either. E3 is specifically for mining a Dagger or Ethereum, right? Ethash, right, Miko? Rabbit Mining says something. You're going to try XRP Flare airdrop wallet snapshot December 12th. Well, December 12th, I'm getting ready for the Aeon Open Application Poker Tournament, which is going to be stellar. Let me see if I can get the link for you guys. Crypto Mikel, do you have the link available for the poker tournament? Because Yashnik put it on the stream yesterday, but it was on. Go ahead and drop the link in the live chat for me, sir, so we can talk about that. I need to save it to my sheets as well. But yeah, there's a poker tournament hosted by Aeon Open Application Network, and it's where the crypto community, nobody in the crypto community does it like Yashnik and Aeon does it. We Savage Mind originally started the idea, but Yashnik and the Aeon and Open Application community has taken it to a whole new level. There's going to be rewards. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull it up now. It is the Community Poker Invitational. There's going to be a live stream. It's on December 12th, 2020. Starts at 3:10 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific, or like 2:10, 1:10, 12:10. Because what happens is if you're registered and signed up, as soon as that time hits, you're gonna get thrown into the game. There's all kinds of good prizes and stuff out there for different places. So get as many people as you can to come in. There are bounties on various people. As you can see here, I am one of those bounties. And if you knock me out, I would pay for one of my shirts to be shipped to you. And you also get 500 Aeon. Now, I invite you. It's with a program called PokerStars. I invite you to come check it out. It's pretty cool. And you get to maybe talk a little junk in between there. Watch the live stream. If you watch the live stream, you could probably cheat off of somebody, but I prefer you play the game correctly. Hopefully, Crypto Mikkel doesn't show his screen, but it's really free. You sign up and everything, and then there's even a button up here that you can get some free chips to where you don't have to spend money or anything like that. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to close this out. How can I move you? All right, whatever. You stay back there. Damn you. So yeah, check out the Aeon Open Application Network Community Poker Invitational, the second one that we've had so far. Good times, win prizes, knock out some people, talk some junk, have a good time with us. Sign up, follow the instructions in the link in the live chat, and you'll be good to go. All right, so how many people got a Nvidia GPU and how many people got an AMD GPU? Nefarious, not counting you. You got both. I do use two separate screens, Nefarious. I always have two separate screens. The problem is that PokerStar, like I can't move it to my second screen. So it's all good. But I'm not going to type my password. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't think you guys can see it. So I click up here, free chips, get my free chips, and that's how many chips I have. And then once you get signed in here, you go to Home Games, and you can see there's Savage Minds Club, and then this club right here, which the directions in the sheet has, like tells you what to do. And you can go ahead and register. Right now, I would hit unregister, but register would be down here, okay? Come check it out. Come play with us. Have a good time. Oh, he's yelling at you. Kurt McKell. Nefarious, play nice with others. So the Nvidia GeForce RTX 3000 series is facing shortage due to silicon, substrate, and component supply issues. Nvidia has just released the 4th generation RTX 3000 series, and we knew this was an issue already. But this week, for the 4th time, we've seen a huge demand that exceeded supply. If things continue this way, Nvidia may soon need to abandon the RTX on slogan and adopt an out-of-stock marketing catchphrase instead. Keyword out of stock. Mr. Chris Anderson, I hope you're in here. It is quite clear that Nvidia is unable to provide enough GPUs for their board partners, and neither can AMD with its Radeon RX 6000 series. The problems are not only related to GPU wafer supply, but also components and substrates, which are limited. Nvidia Chief Financial Officer Colette Kress recently took part in a conference where she explained what kind of supply problems the manufacturer is currently facing. She confirmed that the supply constraints are not only limited to the wafer and silicon supply, but also the components and substrate. We do have supply constraints on our supply, and our supply constraints do expand past what we are seeing in terms of wafer silicon. But yes, some constraints are in the substrates and component. We continue to work during the quarter on our supply, and we believe though that demand will probably exceed supply in Q4 for overall gaming. The statement also reveals that Nvidia forecasts demand to exceed supply through the last quarter. So continuing through December, probably won't be until January, February, March that we might see a leveling off. Unfortunately, as long as people are unemployed and they had enough money to get a bot to scout people with, they will continue to do it with the PS5, Xbox Series X, Nvidia 3000 series, AMD Ryzen, and AMD Radeon. So we may see this continue on for a while. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but just being truthful. Also noted, Tom's Hardware, even if supply issues will be resolved in 2021, manufacturers and distributors will still have to compete for air cargo space with the pharma companies, as the vaccines and medical equipment distribution is likely to increase. In January, Nvidia should reveal its plan for the mid-range graphics segment with new GA106 based graphics cards, the RTX 3060, 3050 series. In the first quarter, the company is also expected to announce the new Ampere-based mobile graphics, which should be offered with the upcoming AMD, like mobile CPUs and Intel mobile CPUs. So the supply is going to continue to be like this. Unfortunately. And getting our hands on these GPUs are going to get harder and harder. I am not special. I am lucky. I am lucky to get this. I signed up on the 1st for the EVGA notifications. Unfortunately, EVGA is only what? Nvidia. So we can't do this with the AMD. I'm still hunting for an AMD 6800 or 6800 XT. So if anybody knows anybody that can give me the hookup, I'll be more than happy to pay. MSRP or around MSRP, I am not paying eBay pricing. Matter of fact, let's go look at what eBay's been doing. Let's go get mad real quick. Let's get upset. 6800 is $850. Or you could get this picture of the 6800 for $480. Be careful with these, by the way. I did some fake listings just to mess with scalpers, and I got charged $75 by eBay. So just be careful when you do a listing. If you have a payment on there, I wouldn't use your real account. I'm gonna stop there. I'm not gonna get in trouble by eBay. But yeah, you will get charged if you're using a real account and have a payment option there. Let's go lowest priced buy now. And these are all fake. It looks like image. All right, so the lowest one that you can possibly get is about $840. When it's $579 MSRP, around $600. So they're making about $200 and something profit off of that. Well, minus eBay taxes and stuff like that, maybe a little bit more. Let's look at the XT. And then on December 18th, we got the 6900 XT. That's going to be a lot more MSRP and a lot more secondhand. So they're charging about $1,000 for the 6800 XT. That's crazy, man. That's just crazy. $650. So like $350 per card profit. That's nuts, man. Just nuts. Why would Asus launch a 3090 blower style? For what's it called? So I used to work hand in hand with a company called ALM Tech here in North Florida, and they use like the Quadro GPUs for their CMC machines and stuff like that. That's the only reason those would actually be beneficial. So have a 3090 with a blower style cooler. But for gaming, I could see the blower style cooling getting a little bit too hot. But I don't know. Let's see here. If you're wondering already, similar news: Gigabyte also released a 3090 Turbo. Because we saw a blower style cooler with the Radeon, the AMD Radeon 6000 series, but it was water cooled. This is just straight blower style cooler. Yeah, the blower style cooler is used in multi-GPU setups, and the RTX 3090 does indeed great in scientific and professional workloads. So if you're going to run two 3090s with NVLink, this is it. Man, look at that huge copper cooler. Is that vapor? That's vapor chamber. Here's the end piece right here where they fill it with the gas. That's about, it looks like a 2-slot design, so it's about that big. About an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. It's not bad. I wonder how the thermals would be. I mean, for a professional workload, you know, it probably thermally will be fine, but for gaming, no, not so much, especially if you're going to be trying to overclock it. Nefarious says there's more stock coming in. eBay is stealing for people. eBay is serving a capitalist market. It's okay to be a capitalist in this world, but unfortunately, a lot of the gamers, miners, and people trying to get all these GPUs don't agree with that. I'm all for doing good for yourself and making money, but if you're screwing people over in the process, that's on your conscience. Maybe you don't care, but I do. That's just the way I am. So, anyways, 3060 Ti just recently came out. Here's all the different reviews and roundups. This I would definitely throw in the description of this video because there's a lot of good content out there on the 3060 Ti. And 3060 Ti is not only a good card gaming wise, but a good card watt to performance wise. Excuse me, gaming and mining wise, performance per watt. So it's very good that the 3060 Ti, in my eyes, kind of blows out the 3070. The 3070, I think ChanCoin showed me 115 watts at 61 mega hash or 60 mega hash, something like that. We were able on this card to get 30 on the 3060 Ti for the Win 3 from EVGA with my monitors turning off because it's on a Windows system and everything chill. 62.3 mega hash at 119 watts is what we got. So the roundup is posted in the description. There's a lot of good tech people out there in which, you know, for your respective countries that you could go check out and get a review of. Here's some more AMD GPUs. Matter of fact, let's go check out Newegg real quick. And I'm going to look at the Radeon 6800 series because there's some cards I really would like. So this is the water-cooled one from Asus. And Gamers Nexus did a review on it already. The card that I would like to have is the Sapphire Nitro Plus, the Red Dragon from PowerColor, or the Red Devil. Either one will work. I want a dual BIOS card, okay? But the reason I like Sapphire is because their cards come with the pin to pad type fans rather than having 3 screws and then, you know, wire going to the PCB and you got to go, you know, take apart the whole card to replace the fan. There's 1 screw and you can easily replace that fan. So that is perfect for mining because if your GPUs are running 24/7, those fans can die, and rather than having to tear down a whole card, the Sapphire Nitro is very easily you know, you can take it apart basically. I don't think we can see it in this picture. Actually, here's the screw up here, and then down here is the pin to pad contact, making it very easy to remove. It looks like a 2.5 slot card, and it has a little bit of RGB on there. So the Sapphire Nitro is one of my favorites. The Radeon Reference Edition are good, but they get a little bit hot. Maybe replace the graphite thermal pad with actual thermal paste of some type. That would be good. But the Sapphire Nitro Plus, I don't care about the RGB one. The Nitro Plus, the Red Devil, Red Dragon, and I hear even the XFX Merc is good, but they're blocking off some of their heat dissipation with this cooler cover right here, which is similar to the XFX Thick, the original revision. You see how that's all cut off? You see how, like, so this is all being blocked. If they didn't block that off, it'd be running a lot, in my opinion, probably a little bit cooler. So those are the cards that I would recommend. Reference models are good. ASRock, I've been trying to get a hold of you to send me a Challenger Pro, whether it's the 5700 XT or the 6800X or 6800. Please contact me. Let's work together. You guys are new to the GPU market, and I'll be more than happy to test and tell the truth about your GPUs. I won't lie for you, but I would give a honest, objective review. I know some manufacturers don't like that. The Asus Strix is always a good card, but it's really expensive, depending on the model. I mean, it's up to you. The Asus Tough is good. I don't think these cards are plagued with power issues like Nvidia is when it comes to mining, but we got to be careful with the memory temperatures. As you've seen with my previous content on the Gigabyte card, we are running into the limits of what this GDDR6 and 6X can do. Okay, so we're going to bump into these issues as well with the Radeon series. So you got to be very careful. I did a live teardown of the Gigabyte card not too long ago. We added thermal pads to the back, and all it did was increase my hash rate from what it originally was, but it's still running into thermal limits in my computer case. Now it's out there on the mining rig since I put the 3060 in here. However, we're still hitting thermal limits depending on the time of day because it gets hot here in Florida and stuff like that, the ambient air temperature. So I got another video coming out in the future. Stay tuned, where we're going to actually take some a thermometer and some thermocouples and see how hot the memory is actually getting. Stay tuned for that. It won't be right away, but subscribe to the channel and get notified by hitting the bell notification as well. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I will post updates as well. What's up, Red Panda Mining? How you doing, bud? He is coming up next. He normally comes in shortly after my live stream. So we're going to go check him out here in a minute. But future plans for the channel is using thermocouples to determine how hot this GDDR6X is getting on the Gigabyte cards. 3060 Ti mining performance roundup. If you guys request it, I can also do maybe ray tracing or gaming performance roundup on the 3060 Ti. But there's so many reviews out there from some of the great tech tubers. I don't really... Adding mine would just honestly probably be a waste. But let me know if you want to see it nonetheless. So stay tuned for that. I do have a product spot that I checked out that will be coming out as well. And that's pretty much it. I'm just going to keep making content for you guys and see how things go. And we'll just see how things turn out. Red Panda, you're always late, bro. Like, for real. I love you, but you're always late. Always late. All right. Any questions in live chat? We're going to be here for another 10 minutes. I appreciate you hanging out, checking out the show. I do this every Saturday. Chris from Chris Knight, Natural Wellness and Fitness Group. Thank you for stopping by. Haven't seen you. Ace K. Chan Coin, always a pleasure. Max Voltage. Jedi J. So Jedi J, if you're in here, hit me up in live chat real quick. Let me know you're here. I have a question for you. Are you still hitting the limits of your 3000 series GPU where you can't get past the 200 watt barrier? Because I think you were one of them that was telling me that, where your card was limited to 200 watts during mining. If you're in here, let me know, please. Scrolling up here, Techman asks, SerpentX, do you have a Z490 chipset motherboard? No, sir, I do not have the Z390. I do have a B550 in the AMD system, but I just haven't upgraded yet. Here's why I haven't upgraded. I'm waiting for, and this may be a while, right? The 9900K serves its purpose and does a great job for what I need it to do. I'm waiting for PCI-E Gen 5 and what was the other thing? PCI-E Gen 5. We're not gonna, the motherboards aren't gonna change. The new power supply that we saw with the 12-pin graphics or 12-pin ATX power, like the new power supplies, I don't think that's gonna be something that's gonna be a standard. That was just for OEMs. But there are updates overall that I think I'm just gonna be patient for. I did want to upgrade to the 5900X, the Ryzen 5900X, and a good X570 board, but I think I'm just going to wait. But it was PCIe Gen 5. And what was the other one? There was something else. PCIe Gen 5. I can't remember. DDR5. DDR5. So PCIe 5.0, which may not be out for a while, like it might still be 4.0 for a while. and then DDR5. That's what I'm waiting for before I upgrade. The 9900K will serve its purpose and do just fine. Like I can overclock it to 5.3 gigahertz, no problem. 5.2, 24/7 stable all day, and the temps are still fine because I lapped the IHS. I haven't even delidded the CPU. I could even do that if I wanted to. And I know it's dangerous, but I can do it if I wanted to. So, any questions? Let's see here. Keep streaming. Repanda says Jedi J. All right, there you go. Check my settings on the 3080 above. All right, let's see here. Charmin 3080 at 57 power. MEM at 450. Fans at 100%. So I run the 3080 Gigabyte card at 65% power limit, 68 sometimes. Because what happens is that the GPU core starts to heat up, the memory will thermal throttle. But 65 to 68 power limit, the CPU set down to like minus 502, and the memory set up. Well, actually, it's not even minus 502. I think it's like minus 400, and the memory set to about 100 to 80, and that gets me, 86 to 90 megahash depending on the temperatures in the room. But I get like 217, 220 watts on that power draw. It's the memory that's thermal throttling. So if you're stuck below 200 watts, look at your memory, see if it's got thermal pads on it, add thermal pads, and see if that makes it better. All right, Jedi J, you're at 210. Okay, so you're doing better. What is your power draw though? You were doing better because I remember you mentioning there was an issue. But what is your power draw now? Yeah, Chancoin, that's actually one of the reasons why I haven't upgraded to the Z490 series, TechMan as well. This is my address to you is the 14 nanometer plus. Like, Intel just needs to scrap it and move to 7 nanometer. Like, stop trying to do 10, just move to 7. And they're losing their performance crown, in my opinion. Yeah, they might still have the overclocking, but you can't argue IPC anymore because the 5900 and the 5600X is really a damn good CPU. So I'm just going to hang tight. Crypto Mikkel, I'm in Discord. I'm looking at his chat. Like, he needs to talk to me. The answer is yes, but I haven't seen anything new. So tell him to hit me up in Discord. I'm not seeing anything new in our direct messages. Let me go ahead and restart Discord real quick. What's the next Ryzen 5 or 4 nanometer? I don't know. I think it's 7 then 5 is what they're going to. But AMD is definitely taking the performance crown. I think AMD's next goal is to take on Nvidia. Whether or not they'll be able to is a good question. But Nvidia's had to revamp their setup a little bit because of what AMD has done. All right, he just messaged me. We're good. So Red Panda mine's got a little bit to go. Hopefully I have a surprise lined up for you before the end of this video. We got about 4 or 5 minutes left, depending on how late Red Panda is. Let's keep an eye on the market real quick. Anybody has an altcoin that's doing very well? Okay, Jedi J, so you're about the same as me. Okay. Yeah, some cards perform really well, and some people are able to get 100 mega hash without thermal throttling, and some cards just can't. There's even a guy that commented on my video when I did the Gigabyte teardown, where he said that, what was it? Actually, I might be able to show you guys. Where is it? Maybe it's this one. Chancoin, by the way, thank you for posting your information just like that. That was well organized. That's why I pinned it. And that's what I was asking the community for. Where are you? This information was quite good. That's why I'm trying to find it for you guys. Okay, config mining. It's all about the temps regarding the watts you can set. My 3080 Eagle with the 2038 serial number. Lets me push the card without throttling. The second one with the serial number 2043 is working just fine. So 2038, he has a little bit of issues, but 2043, it's no problem. 300 watts or 220 watts, 101 mega hash, no problem. So I'm not sure what the difference is internally, but some cards can and just some cards can't, and I don't know why. But either way, the Gigabyte card is a good card for gaming. I enjoy it when I'm playing video games, and then when I'm mining, I'm getting 86 to 88 mega hash, which is almost on par with what the Founders Edition was doing, because that was also thermal throttling as well. So we'll just have to see. It looks like Red Panda Mining is coming on live here. So we got about 3 minutes till he comes on. People are already starting to switch on over to him. That's fine. I hope you guys have a great day. I do have something I want to advise you guys real quick. Essentially, there is, for everybody that's out there that's been having to deal with the struggles that we've been having to deal with, which is we can't find GPUs anywhere. I have a special shirt for you guys. I survived the 2020 GPU drought. And on the back, it's got some key phrases that we're all so used to dealing with. Out of stock, auto notify, coming soon. Out of stock everywhere. Newegg, we try to get on there 9 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning, F5, and instant auto notify. And then Best Buy, coming soon. We're used to it. They didn't even drop anything, and it just says coming soon. So there's a new shirt on dogelord.com. On my in the SerpentX collection, I survived the 2020 GPU drought. I figured you guys might like that. So check it out in the various colors and sizes. Links is in the live chat as well as in the description. You can go to dogelord.com and go to the SerpentX collection and get this shirt for it's something very relatable to what we've been dealing with. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thank Dogelord for helping me out with this shirt and also being a sponsor of this video. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over to Red Panda Mining, and we'll go ahead and you guys all have a great day. All right, take care of yourselves. I appreciate it. And Jedi J, thank you for letting me know your current setup and what's going on. I'm glad you're able to get it working, and at least your card's doing a lot better than mine. All right. You guys take care. Check out dogelord.com for any merch, and I'll see you around.